So this lady, I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to change things a bit so that she's not recognizable. I want to make sure I protect her privacy, but I want to tell the story because I really think it's useful for everyone to hear the story. So a friend of ours, a mutual friend, had said to me that she heard this lady speaking on phone. She was speaking to someone. She was very angry, very distressed, and she was saying that she would kill the person. You know, she was so animated and unhappy about whatever situation that was. So this mutual friend contacted me to say, this is what I heard this person saying. I wonder if she knows she shouldn't be speaking like that. You know, she sounded really distressed and unhappy. Could you speak with her? So I don't know the lady facial, you know, if I saw her facially, I wouldn't know her, but she had done some work for me. So I phoned her up and I said, this is what I heard, you know, what was that about? Are you okay? Try to understand what she was, what had happened. So she started telling me how she has a 4-year-old child and the child was taken away by the social worker. So it's been 6 months since her child was taken from her. And I was so shocked, as in 6 months, you've not had your child for 6 months. What happened? You know, so she began to tell me how the child had mentioned in nursery that she had smacked him, and the social workers just descended on her without even checking with her. They took the child and all that and all that. And I'm like, really? So you smacked the, you know, I tried to understand, you smacked the child. What, did you leave a mark? What, was it so bad? Or, you know, I tried to understand how it could be that because of that, the child was taken away. But, you know, that was from her own point of view. She said that was all that happened. She hadn't harmed the child. There wasn't any visible bruise or anything like that. And she was so bitter and angry. Honestly, she spoke so angrily. You could hear the anger in her voice. How these people had, you know, the health visitor, the social works, and the school nurses, she was just angry with the whole system. And that's what she had been saying on phone. She was actually speaking to her health visitor, saying that she should keep the social worker away from her, because if she ever sees her, if she ever sees the social worker, she's going to kill her, even if it means take her going to prison. That is the extent of her hurt and bitterness. And I could understand that from a mother's point of view, to have your child taken away for 6 months. I think she said she's only allowed to see the child 1 hour a week or something like that. And even then, they wouldn't leave the child alone with her. So the child is now with one other family and so on and so forth. So I felt so sorry for her. I you know, tried to sympathize with her. I understood where she was coming from. And then I said to her, would you like some advice? You know, I'd like to give you some advice, if that's okay, because I'm aware that not everyone telling you their story wants you to give advice, okay? Some people just want to talk. They just want to vent. They don't necessarily, they're not looking for advice, you know, but she was happy for me to give my own opinion and advice. You know, so I said to her, I want us to look at it from the other perspective. Because where I work, I'm the clinical lead for child protection. So children who are being abused, being neglected, all those sort of child protection things comes to my table. So I said to her, let's look at it from the other point of view. You know, the social works, the health visitors, the school nurses, they do an incredibly difficult job. Think about a child, a little child, maybe like your 4-year-old now, belongs to a single mom who is drunk all the time. So this single mom is drunk. Half of the time, she's not even aware of what's going on around her. The child is left unattended for days, not having proper meals. Their nappy may not even be changed for a whole day. As in, when you remove the nappy, the skin is coming off with the nappy. I said to her, if you imagine these children in abusive situations, maybe a little girl being raped by her mom's ex-partner or her mom's current boyfriend, all sorts of, you know, terrible situations we hear about. And I said to her, if you were in a child in that situation, you would be praying, oh God, I wish a social worker would see how I'm suffering. I wish the health visitor would notice that I've not fed. I wish the school nurse will see I'm being maltreated. These children, they are praying to be rescued from this terrible situation. So it is because of situations like this where the children are in danger, have been terribly neglected or not looked after and so on. That's why the services are there to try and rescue these children, to keep them safe. They're doing a difficult job. Sometimes they go to homes, they people won't even open the door, they rain abuses on them and so on. They don't mean to take children from loving homes. You know, their nature has too much work to do. They're not looking to take children away from their family. However, I do admit that sometimes they may overdo it because of these sort of situations where they've seen a child killed or terribly maltreated or neglect. You know, so they do tend to, it might appear that they're high-handed, they're trying to, you know, just take your child away from you. So I said to her, just see it, stop for a moment and see it from their point of view. All I can hear from you is your bitterness, your hatred of the system, your anger, and I totally understand. Honestly, I understand. I understand how you feel. As a mom myself, I understand. However, I need you to pause for a moment and actually see that these ones are doing a great job and find it in your heart to forgive them. I want you to let go of all the anger, the hatred, the way you're sounding. If you saw them, you will kill them. You know, you're so bitter and hurt. I honestly don't think your heart is right for having your child back. And I say that with love. I said to her, you need to work on your heart. First of all, forgive these people. Let the bitterness, the anger, let it drain out of you. I'm not saying it's easy. You're hurt, yes, but you have to let all that hatred and hurt drain out of you. And try gratitude. Begin to thank God for the work the social works do. Thank God for the difficult work the health visitors do, the school nurses, and so on. All people that do one service or the other to look after children. I want you to begin to thank God for them. Every time you think of your social work, say, I thank God for the great work they are doing. I thank God for the health visitor. I thank God. Begin to thank God for these people. Begin to let your heart heal. Forgive them. Let the hatred go. Let it drain out of you. And I said to her, honestly, if you work on your heart, if you get things right in your own heart, remove the bitterness, the hatred, the pain and all that, your child will come back to you. I promise you. I promise you. And in fact, from today, from the day I spoke to her, I said, I'm going to start praying for you. And I want to ask all of you listening to me, if you're watching this channel, please let's pray for that child, for that family. That it won't be long, that child will be returned to that woman. I said to her, just leave the social works for a moment, work on yourself, forgive, forget, try gratitude, begin to let your heart fill with love. That love in your heart will draw your child back, I promise you. Because our lives are often determined by our patterns of thoughts. If your thoughts are filled with hatred and bitterness and pain, that's just what you'll be attracting. That is the frequency you're operating on. But if you forgive, if you let go and pray for these people, let the gratitude in your heart towards them, I'm telling you, things that will make you more grateful will come along. I'll be praying for her, and I hope you will join me to pray for her. And I hope someone learns from this, okay? Let's work together with these services. Let's be mindful how we discipline our children, because some of our discipline, especially from ethnic minorities, may be different from what is obtainable in the land and get us into trouble. Okay, so I hope this has been useful to you. Please drop your comments in the comment section. I'll be having a look until I come back to you with another story. Please subscribe and stay tuned.